Hi and Assalamualaikum to Dr. Ain and everyone. The company that our group choose is Tesla. Before we start, let me introduce me and my teammate. First, my name is Siti Nur Alisha binti Aidiham.
And my name is Nusha Zahira binti Ahmad Saimi.
My name is Siti Aisyah Atira binti Amran.
And my name is Siti Nurmazlin binti Muhammad Azman.
And my name is Rauda Akila binti Kamaruddin.
Okay, so without further ado, let's start with Tesla company background. So Tesla founded in 2003 and led by Elon Musk is a leader in electric vehicle production and clean energy with headquarters in Palo Alto, California. Tesla manufactured EV like Model S, Model 3, and Model Y, along with a solar panel and energy storage system. Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world transition into sustainable energy, and Tesla's vision is to create the most compelling car company of the 21st century by driving the world transition into electric vehicle. So I will pass to the next presenter.
Next, the issues in HR, which is the first one is diversity and inclusion. So, for the first one is failure in diversity management and lack of representation in Tesla. Tesla has diverse workforce in terms of demographic, and the allegations suggest a significant failure in diversity management, which focuses specifically on addressing and manipulating diversity within the workforce. The company's own 2020 DEI report highlight that disparities in leadership, with Black employees being underrepresented in management roles compared to their present in the overall workforce, and Hispanic and Latino employees holding only 4% of the leadership roles, despite making up 20% of the workforce. This exemplifies the lack of representation challenges where many workforce struggle with the lack of diversity in terms of race, gender, age, and other demographics. In a prominent case, Owen Diaz, a Black former elevator operator at Tesla Fremont factory, was awarded a significant damages after experiencing racial hostility. In 2021, a jury awarded him 137 million, which is 6.99 million for emotional distress and 130 million in punitive damages. While this was substantial sum, a federal judge later reduced the total to 15 million. Next is the cross-cultural management failure and inactive conflict resolution. So the persistent and pervasive nature of the discrimination and harassment claims, particularly those involving racial slur and hostile environment, highlighting a breakdown in cross-cultural management. Cross-cultural management involves the study and application of management principles and practices across different cultures. The inability of Tesla management to effectively address and resolve the numerous complaints points to a failure in managing the type of cultural differences in the workplace, specifically conflict resolution and communication style. A workplace where racial and sexual harassment is reported, comments suggest that the company has not successfully fostered an environment where diverse individuals are work together respectfully, and where effective channels for addressing grievance and mediating conflicts are in place. This indicates that management principles are not adequately applied to ensure a harmonious environment for employees from a varied cultural background. Beyond individual case, both the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and California Civil Rights Department have filed lawsuit against Tesla. The CRD lawsuit, filed in February 2022, stemmed from hundreds of complaints that Tesla operated a racially segregated workplace where Black workers face racial slur, discrimination in job assignment, discipline, pay, and promotion, and that the company turned a blind eye to these complaints. The EEOC lawsuit filed in September 2023 also alleges pervasive racial harassment against Black employees at the Fremont plant since at least 2015, including routine use of slurs, racist gravity, and death threats, and that Tesla failed to address this behavior. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, next is the second issue for the Tesla, which is the talent management and employee retention. Okay, The first one is a massive workforce restructuring and layoff. Tesla has experienced a number of large-scale workforce reduction, causing a significant impact on employee morale and retention. In 2024, the company made cuts totally at least 14% of Tesla global workforce, bringing the company from 140,473 employees to just above 121,000 people. CEO Elon Musk announced the layoff in April 2024 that would impact greater than 10% of the company's workforce, and the report stated that he was pursuing up to 20% cuts to the staffs. The layoff were difficult for employees since the layoff employee presides over critical functions such as recruiting teams and eliminated Tesla's recruiting capabilities. This made cuts particularly difficult. There have been many criticisms surrounding the way Tesla handles layoff thus far, and the delays contribute to employees' newly discovered morale. This massive layoff and subsequent cuts were executing all alongside a combination of operational challenges, including slower sales and difficulty in the market, which further weighed on the remaining employees. The second issue is work conditions and employee expectation. Tesla's labor-intensive environment, with its extended hours, relentless high-pressure thinking, and pace of work, has become increasingly incompatible with the changing nature of the workforce, especially younger workers in the target demographic of Gen X and millennials, who are more focused on ensuring they have a good work-life balance and mental health. It is true that Tesla provides a mission-driven and innovative environment, offers a flat hierarchy encouraging ownership, and seeks solutions quickly while eliminating waste. But the work itself, as well as the inflexibility in demands for when that work must be done, can leave people exhausted and disengaged. In addition to that, although the company has expanded on its effort to promote and encourage employee wellness and flexible work, employees often reflect that high performance expectations make it nearly impossible to comply. This gap represents a significant risk to Tesla in competing to attract and retain talent in the market, in particularly young workers, who are increasingly use criteria other than just mission-driven work to inform their employment decision with a healthy balance between their personal and professional lives, distinguishing between employees. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass it to the next person.
Okay. Thank you, Aisha, for the explanation on HR issue in telemanagement and employee retention. Before we move forward, I would like you guys imagine a company of the forefront of innovation, changing the way the world thinks about transportation, but behind closed door, employees are saying things like nobody listen to me. So that's the reality Tesla is facing today. And it brings us to the next part of our presentation, which is the issue in leadership development. So leadership development is the process of improving the skill, ability, and confidence of leaders within an organization. It is about building strong, capable individuals who can lead teams, make decisions, and help the company grow over time. Okay, now let's look at the first issue of HR leadership, which is poor employee moral and cultural challenges. Tesla has received increasing criticism for fostering a high pressure work environment. Many employees report feeling burned out, unheard, and emotionally exhausted. In a leaked 2025 training session, one trainer even said nobody listened to me, reflecting a deeper issue in the workplace culture. This is not just about the stress, it is about a leadership when leaders do not promote trust, open communication, or recognition. As a result, it shows that productivity among employees will drop, turnover will rise, and Tesla reputation as an employer suffers, especially damaging in such a competitive industry. So the root of this culture, often linked to the Elon Musk demanding leadership style, directly impact to Tesla ability to retain and grow loyal and high performance teams. So moving on to the next issue, which is lack of succession planning and over reliance on Elon Musk. Tesla leadership structure is heavily centered on a one person, Elon Musk. While his vision has driven the company forward, it has also created a significant risk. If Elon Musk stepped back to focus on space X, Tesla could face a strategic confusion and operational instability. According to the Financial Times and Wall Street Journal, shareholders are already pushing for Elon Musk to commit more time to Tesla and for the board to create a formal succession plan. So this lack of planning is a clear failure in the leadership development without a pipeline of future leader, such as operation can falter, investor confidence can drop, and employee may feel there is no room for career growth. Ultimately, it is not suitable to rely on one person. Strong leadership development ensure that the company can thrive even in absence of its most iconic feature. So therefore, Tesla leadership issues both cultural and structural pose serious risks to its future success. Developing leaders from within and creating a more supportive culture are essential steps not just for employee well-being, but for the long-term innovation, trust, and resilience. So that is all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
So now let's move on to our last topic in this presentation, which is HR issue in outsourcing. Outsourcing is the practice of contracting with an external third-party provider to perform tasks, handle operation, or deliver service that were previously done internally by the company's own employees. There are two issues that Tesla has been involved in outsourcing. So the first issue is labor abuse by contractors at Giga Berlin, Germany. The first point is illegal and exploitative employment. Many workers, mainly from Eastern Europe, were hired without legal work permits or visa, and then unsafe working and living condition. Contractors fail to provide safety gear or training, putting workers at risk of injury. And lastly is lack of oversight by Tesla. Tesla did not have effective oversight or HR controls to monitor its subcontractors, allowing this labor violation to occur unchecked. So, the issue is about labor abuse by contractors at Giga Berlin. One of the more serious outsourcing related HR issue faced by Tesla occurred at its Gigafactory in Berlin, Germany, where the company heavily relied on third-party contractors for constructions and logistical operations. Investigation revealed that many of these contractors hired workers from Eastern Europe without proper legal documentation, such as work permits or visa, which is a clear violation of German labor laws. These workers operating under informal or illegal employment conditions were highly vulnerable and exploitation. Furthermore, the contractors failed to provide essential safety equipment, proper training, or adequate protection on dangerous work sites, thereby exposing employees to significant health and safety risks. Compounding this problem was the fact that many workers were forced to live in overcrowded and unsanitary accommodation, with housing costs unfairly deducted from their wages. Despite this practice occurring on Tesla premise, the company had minimal HR oversight and no effective compliance mechanism in place to monitor how its subcontractors were treating workers. As a result, labor violation went unchecked for months, leading to widespread criticism, legal investigation by German authorities, and reputational damage for Tesla within the European market. Next, the second issue is about poor oversight of outsourced vendors in Tesla global expansion. Inconsistent labor practice across countries, such as lower wages, unsafe working conditions, or excessive hours that don't align with Tesla's stated HR value. Second is limited oversight and communication. Tesla mostly US-based HR teams lack real-time visibility and strong communication with overseas vendors, making it hard to detect or respond to problems on the ground. And lastly is high compliance and reputation risk. Some vendors may break local labor laws or ignore ethical practice, such as hiring underage workers or misclassifying employees. This violation can seriously damage Tesla's reputation even if committed by third parties. So in this second issue, Tesla is not directly responsible for this action. As Tesla expands its operation into new international markets, including countries such as Mexico, India, and part of Southeast Asia, the company increasingly depends on local outsourcing vendors for services such as staffing, constructions, and supply chain management. However, this rapid global expansion has outpaced the development of consistent and centralized human resource monitoring system. In many of these regions, labor practice implemented by vendors did not align with Tesla's stated value around fair wages, worker safety, and ethical employment. In some cases, vendors have been accused of paying below market wages, requiring excessive work hours, or failing to provide the basic safety protocols, creating uneven labor standards across Tesla global operations. A core challenge stems from the limited oversight and weak communication between Tesla primarily US-based HR team and the local vendors they rely on. This lack of real-time visibility makes it difficult for Tesla to detect and correct violations early. The risks are further magnified when vendors engage in highly unethical practice such as hiring underage labor or misclassifying employees to avoid compliance with local employment laws. Even if Tesla is not directly responsible for this action, it is still held accountable in the eyes of regulators and the public, creating serious reputational and legal risk. So that's all from me.
Okay, thank you for all my team members for addressing the HR issue at Tesla. And now I'll be discussing key recommendation for addressing HR issue at Tesla. This issue, if not addressed, could significantly impact Tesla growth, culture, and long-term success. So let's take a look closer at the recommendation. The first is diversity and inclusion. To create a truly inclusive work environment, Tesla needs to implement robust diversity management strategy with a clear accountability. This involves establish a dedicated DEI leadership team, whether it to be community or specific leadership position that report directly to senior management. The focus should be on actively ensuring equitable opportunity for underrepresented group, especially in leadership roles. Tesla can learn from company like Microsoft by publishing an annual diversity and inclusion report to ensure transparency and continuous improvement. Additionally, strengthening anti-discrimination policy and offering support to victims of harassment will create a safer, more inclusive space for everyone. The second one is talent management and employee retention. A high turnover rate among senior leaders is another challenge Tesla faces. To combat this, Tesla should introduce a leadership retention program. This would include long-term career development path, talent leadership training, and mentorship initiative to keep top talent engaged and supported. Moreover, performance-based incentives like stock option and leadership recognition will encourage commitment to the company. Regular exit interview will also provide valuable insight into the causes of turnover, allowing Tesla to take corrective action and improve leadership community. Next is leadership development. Employee morale at Tesla has been concerned, and to improve this, the company must foster a supportive leadership culture. Leaders and managers should be trained in emotional intelligence, effective communication, and empathy, key element in building trust and engagement. Providing open channel for feedback like anonymous surveys will give employee a safe space to express concern. Also, recognizing employee achievement and promoting work-life balance through flexible scheduling and mental health resources will help improve morale and workplace satisfaction. Last is HR issue in outsourcing. Lastly, Tesla over-reliance on Elon Musk is significant risk. To reduce this risk, Tesla need to develop a clear succession plan. This plan should identify key leadership role and make out potential internal successors early on. By evaluating leadership competency and preparing future leader, Tesla will ensure that it's ready for leadership transition. A structured and transparent succession plan not only reduce leadership risk but also boost investor confidence and ensure the long-term sustainability of the organization. Lastly, to sum up, by addressing this key issue, diversity management, leadership retention, employee morale, and succession planning, Tesla can strengthen its organization stability and create more supportive, inclusive, and sustainable future. In other words, by tackling key HR challenge, Tesla can unlock innovation through a more resilient workforce powered by diversity, strong leadership, and employee well-being. So that's all from us. Thank you.